Radio 1 FM 103.7. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Lifestyle Show here on Radio 1 FM 103.7 with me, your host, Devi Vanhon. It's 11 minutes past 10 a.m. on this beautiful Friday morning. It is the 29th of June 2018. Yes, let's not get this one wrong. And before we start with anything, I just quickly want to take a look at the weather conditions. It's currently nice, 31.5 degrees Celsius. Not too hot, even though it feels like 38, so which actually is hot, and well, just like every other day. And right now we have clear skies, and that's not going to last long because today there's a 50% chance of precipitation. That means rain for you who don't understand that word. And we can expect some thunderstorms at around 3:15 p.m. this afternoon. Humidity is bearable, only at 67%. Right, it's a beautiful day, but it's even more beautiful because I have some wonderful people here with me in the studio. And well, first of all, let's welcome Yulia, because everybody here on Radio 1 knows Yulia. Good morning, Yulia.
Morning.
Yes, and morning.
I'm not a morning person.
I know. But still, okay, good morning. Thanks for coming. It's been like ages.
Well, not really, like 2 months.
Yeah,
I feel like I live here.
Yeah, but
my part-time job without paying.
But yeah, I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah.
And you've not come alone this time.
No.
Yes, you're here with. You can let you do the introduction.
Sure. I'm here with Nick Marx. He's a director of Wildlife Alliance Rescue and Care Program. And I can't believe I'm going to say it live, but he's my personal hero as well, with the amount of work that he has been doing for the wildlife in Cambodia. So I'm really pleased to have you here with me today.
Welcome.
Thanks, Yulia. Thank you both.
Yes. Okay,
yeah,
great.
Cool.
So, okay, you have to tell us more about what are those wonderful things you've been doing. Yes.
Yeah, pangolins.
Pangolins.
I'll tell you one thing, and then he will tell the proper things, because I have not, I know some of it, but I don't know much. So the only thing I know about pangolins is
wait. They look like pine cones.
Who?
They look like pine cones.
They do look like pine cones.
Okay,
yes.
Yes.
I know that I've seen one, because one has been rescued and brought to our clinic some time ago, and Nick's team has taken him in and rescued, and now he's in rehabilitation program in your wildlife release station, I think, in Cardamons, right?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah. So I've seen it. I've seen how the animal looks when it's scared. So it literally looks like a pine cone. Very, very cute. But then we put him in a recovery room, and he literally destroyed it within the minutes. As soon as the lights went down, he climbed up all the way to the walls, and everything was completely destroyed.
So they're rather nocturnal animals?
And that's to Nick. So Nick, tell us more about the pangolins.
I know. I really do not know much about pangolins, except that they look like pine cones.
Yeah, a little bit like pine cones, I guess. Pangolins actually are mammals, though people sometimes think they're reptiles because they have these scales, hard scales, which is really their only defense, to roll up in a ball.
Oh.
They're completely inoffensive and don't have teeth, just a very long tongue to eat ants. So they're actually quite good for everywhere, really. They eat ants and termites. That's their sole diet.
Oh, can I hire one to work and get rid of my ants? Well, I mean,
there
I'm
you
a good
go.
employer.
Sure, if you've got enough ants and termites. And actually now they're becoming critically endangered because of the illegal trade. And we must try and stop that take place. We do release them down whenever we can. We release them back into safe habitat, and Yulia, we're looking after your pangolin down at our release station.
It's not my pangolin; it's a pangolin we rescued.
Yeah,
don't let people know that we have pangolins.
Well, the same pangolin.
Yeah, the same one.
Well, one thing I do not understand. You're saying about this trade. Why do people? Why is this going on? I mean.
Why did they trade?
Yes, they're just fine in their habitat. Or why are they being sold? Is there like a special value here in people? Why do people trade pangolins?
They're traded for their meat and also for medicinal value, supposed medicinal value, which is probably non-existent. Nonetheless, that takes place.
Oh, that's
because the scales are actually made. It's like nails. It's literally made of the same material as what is it? Keratin. Yeah. So there's nothing to it that scientifically would say that it would do anything.
But where are pangolins native to?
The Sunda pangolin is native to Cambodia. It used to be fairly common in the forests, and now no longer is because of this illegal trade, as with all wildlife now. Hunting is conducted with dogs or with snares, which are just devastating the forest. I mean, snares are a scourge of every forest.
Yeah. How many snares estimated in the forest?
You couldn't count them. Forests are blanketed with snares, thousands, which go checked or unchecked, often unchecked. They capture animals, all species. They're unselective, so endangered species or common species, and they're extremely cruel. Animals die a long death in the snare, or they're captured and sold, and they will wipe out all the life in the forest and need to be addressed properly.
Oh, okay. That's quite serious.
It's heavy, It's really heavy stuff.
It's wow.
How do they capture pangolins though? I mean, it's not easy to snare the pangolin, is it?
Yeah, no. Well, we have a little pangolin down at our release station. She only has 2 legs now because two have been. We had to remove them because they were seriously damaged due to snares. We can't release her again, so we're actually keeping her down at the release station.
She wouldn't survive.
We're breeding with her, and actually we release her baby. She had 3 babies, and we've successfully released them. So she's being put to conservation use, and she's quite happy in her life.
And do you think that Cambodians here are even aware of that pangolins' existence and also the threats that they're faced with?
I think mostly people know what a pangolin is. Yes, I believe so. I think everybody underestimates the devastation that hunting and particularly snares are doing to forests throughout Cambodia. The tiger is extinct in Cambodia, almost certainly. And other species will go the same way unless snaring is addressed more completely.
Okay, that's terrible. It's for. I hate to interrupt us for a second, but it's we have to take a short break for some ads. Unfortunately,
yeah, that's okay.
It's still radio, so we still have to do that. But when we come back, I shall have more questions. And also, by the way, just to let listeners know, we're streaming this interview live on Facebook. We're also on Bigo Live. There's tons of people messaging, and if you have questions, do send them to us. You can comment on the videos, or also send us a text message to 011 77 81 11. That's 011 77 81 11, or 010 416 325. 010 416 325. And just send us your questions or call us, and I'm pretty sure you'll be happy to answer the questions that they have.
Absolutely.
Yes, totally. So. Right, stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
You can't watch TV driving a car. You can't read a newspaper driving a car. About the only thing you can do in a car is listen to the radio. Research proves that car radio regularly reaches consumers within 2 hours of their largest purchase of the day. There's no better time to reach customers than on their car radio, while they're driving to your store, bar, restaurant, or place of business. Radio sells with immediacy. To advertise with Radio 1, contact our sales department at 023 432418. That's 023 432418. Or email info@radio1cambodia.com. Remember, radio advertising works only on Radio 1 FM 103.7.
Tune in to the World Cup Radio Show 2018 in Russia. analyst team news, lineups, and predictions. Radio 1 is an official supporter of CBS. Join me, Chanted, every Monday to Friday from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Radio 1 Cambodia FM 103.7.
Hi, I'm Laura Mam. You are listening to Cambodia's #1 English language radio station, Radio 1 FM 103.7.
Playing the hottest mix of music on Phnom Penh's top English language radio station, Radio 1 FM 103.7. That was Marian Hill with Lips. It's 25 minutes past the hour, and I'm still here in the studio with my wonderful team here.
Yeah.
Somebody's having a bit of a cold, right?
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Actually, you're not alone. I'm not feeling too great either, but it's great to...
Yeah, we have some water. I'm just looking at myself,
Yes.
Okay. This is what I do for a living. I look at myself constantly.
We're here with Nick Marx. We need to put this down because...
I'm sorry. Your voice is really awesome, but I didn't realize it was... Okay, done.
So you with Yulia, you're of Animal Mama, and Nick Marx. You need to just turn it off.
Okay, done.
Are you sure?
Done. Sorry.
Oh dear, Yulia.
Okay.
Can we get on with the show now?
Yes, please. Sorry, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. Because this is a serious topic we're talking about. Yes. So, pangolins and also other animals are being traded illegally, I would say. So there are laws here that prevent the trade of certain animals, the ones that are endangered and protected. But yes, sometimes you were saying people do these animals sometimes do get rescued, and you have a rescue center.
Yeah.
So yeah, what happens? What do you generally do? I mean, when you find or when you're called to rescue an animal, what happens afterwards when you want to take this one?
Sure, yeah. Yes, correct. There are laws in Cambodia protecting all wildlife. On the whole, quite strong laws. Unfortunately, these aren't always implemented.
It's hard to, I guess,
Maybe, maybe. If the laws are properly implemented, then wildlife will be protected. Unfortunately, laws are now broken very, very often. Wildlife continues to be traded, and we. Wildlife Alliance worked in cooperation with the Cambodian Forestry Administration and the Royal Gendarmerie, and we together implemented the Wildlife Rapid Rescue Team, which is the government team to crack down on the illegal wildlife trade. It's supported by Wildlife Alliance. Many wild animals, every species is traded, and we rescue every species. We've helped with capture elephants and every species downwards. Animals that can be released immediately back into safe habitat, which are healthy, not tame, of an age to be able to look after themselves, in other words, that would survive in the forest, we release again in safe habitat, which is usually the area that we're protecting down in Koh Kong.
Yes. So I was about to ask, are there many of those areas or not so? Are there many safe areas left?
There are, reasonably safe areas. I think probably you'd say nowhere is 100% safe, but then nowhere in the world, I guess you'd find that.
Yeah.
But reasonably safe areas, we release wildlife back again if that's possible. If we can't do that, then we would take them to Phnom Thepao Wildlife Rescue Centre, which is the government-run wildlife rescue centre, again assisted by Wildlife Alliance, and we heal the animals, get them better, and hope that we can release them again in the future. If we can't, then we'll care for them for the rest of their lives. Again, elephants downwards, we have all species there. If animals have gone through Phnom Thepao, if we've had to get them better, then we will release them at one of our we call it soft release release stations. A soft release is not the opposite to a hard release. Hard release is immediate. We feel that animals can go straight away into the forest and will be able to look after themselves without rehabilitation, without acclimatization in a new area, and that kind of thing, and without supplementary feeding and monitoring post-release. So we take them to one of our release stations, one of them being down in the southern Cardamom Mountains in Koh Kong, where we have our pangolins, which is ideal habitat for pangolins. And we try and get them better and release them again in the forest. After we've released them, we would put down food for them as they learn their new environment, and try to keep a track of them and see that they're okay, monitoring them one way or another, maybe with radio collars, depending on the species, or with camera traps, or visual observation, however we feel we should be as unobtrusive a way as possible.
I just want to say, I mean, a lot of people call us as well, like to Animal Mama, and they, I found such and such animal, but I'm just going to drop it into the forest. And I think the point that is really important to put through to the folks that the release has its own protocols. And if you want to make a good deed and to do a good deed for the important to make sure to follow the proper protocols, and most of the lay people follow them. So this is why it is so important to call the Wildlife Alliance, who know how to handle every species, right? So, and how to do the release properly so that the survival is guaranteed.
That's actually correct, Yulia, completely correct. And beyond thinking of the animal, the species, the particular animal you're releasing, one needs to think also habitat, that the animal is healthy, that it's not going to go into a forest and infect other species. There are many other circumstances to consider before. I would call the Yulia's just described, I would describe as throwing away your responsibility and your.
But I guess I would assume that people wouldn't do this on purpose and without that malice. I guess.
No. With the best of intentions, they do that, but it would be. It would be incorrect, and the animal would probably not survive.
Well, it's like what was the there was one of the little babies with a blue face. It's like it's not a macaque. It's one of the monkeys, or it looks like a gibbon with a blue face.
You thinking of a silver langer?
I'm not. No, it's literally looks like a clown. It was 2 years ago that you had it in your nursery and
a Duke Langer.
One of them, I don't remember what it is, but essentially it was trafficked by somebody, and they were feeding it all kinds of things, while that animal particularly was it could not sustain itself on the sugars, so you had to feed it a particular formula. So. It's one of those things where people get the animal and they go, oh my god, it's so cute, I can raise the animal, let's feed it all kinds of things, and then it gets sick and it dies, and all attempts eventually fail. So I think the good intentions are not enough anymore in the world, which is dying.
Okay, we have to take a short break for the business news, unfortunately. It's already 33 minutes past. When we come back, we can continue. Sorry, I keep having keep having to interrupt. I hate that, but especially when we have such interesting things to talk about. But we'll be right back, so you'll have time to drink coffee. If you want coffee, I'll make you a coffee. But stay tuned, and don't forget, listeners, do send us your questions. That's what we're here for. Happy to answer all your questions. Just text, call, or send messenger pigeons or smoke signals. We accept all.
This is the Radio 1 Business News Update, brought to you by ABA Bank in local business news.
Vision Fund International, the microfinance arm of the Christian-based NGO World Vision, has sold its Cambodian operation to South Korea's Khouri Bank. According to the National Bank of Cambodia, as of December 31st, 2017, Vision Fund Cambodia had total assets of $194 million. The NBC's Director General of Banking, Chia Saray, described Khouri Bank as an outstanding Korean commercial bank and said it would likely bring new technologies to Cambodia's banking sector. Khouri Bank spokesman Daniel Chang told the Phnom Penh Post that the bank will combine Vision Fund Cambodia and its own Khouri Finance Cambodia into a single entity that will be known as WB Finance and continue its MFC operations. Vision Fund International CEO Michael Mitika said that existing customers would continue using the current branch network after it transfers to Khouri Bank, and that Khouri would continue serving the kinds of customers and development vision that Vision Fund Cambodia had served. He said the international microfinance lender was exiting the Cambodian market because it was already well served, and Vision Fund could instead put its resources to work in markets where microfinance has not yet been exploited as a development tool.
And now, a quick word from our sponsors.
With ABA Mobile Banking, my money goes where I go. Out with the family and need to top up the wife's card? No problem. Top up my mobile, pay the electricity bill and the internet bill while relaxing. Done, done, and done. No problem. My teenage daughter left her card at home and needs some cash. No problem. Receive push notifications when clients pay into my account. Definitely no problem.
With ABA mobile app, you can easily transfer funds between ABA accounts, pay your bills, receive notifications every time you receive or transfer funds, and more. ABA Mobile. The bank is wherever you are.
Coming up next, international news.
The House of Mouse is to get a lot, and I mean a lot, bigger. That's because regulators in the US have given approval to the $71.3 billion merger of Disney and Fox. However, Disney must sell the Fox network's regional sports networks due to competition or antitrust concerns. Disney already owns the ESPN sports networks. That was pretty much already in the works, as Disney had made it plain it didn't particularly want to own the two biggest sports broadcasters in the United States. Fox, largely controlled by founder Rupert Murdoch and his family, is already split into two divisions, and Murdoch's plan was to retain one of them, selling its entertainment assets to Disney and keeping the news and sports assets in a reduced Fox entity. The Murdoch family reportedly wanted to get rid of the entertainment business due to the disruption they see caused by streaming. Although Netflix almost died a decade ago, it is now so successful it creates its own series exclusively for streaming. Although Fox has some 3 decades worth of content, including The Simpsons, which began airing in 1989 and has produced 29 seasons since, nobody at Fox wanted to spend the time, effort and capital required to go head-to-head with already established streaming services. Preferring Disney did all that hard work instead. Disney wants Fox precisely because of all that content and what it will mean for Disney's own streaming service. Also, it will put Fox's X-Men film series, derived from Marvel comics of the same name, under the same ownership as Disney's Marvel Cinematic Universe film series, derived from all the other Marvel comics. It will also bring all of the Star Wars films into one place. The first 6 films were all released and distributed by 20th Century Fox. In 2012, Disney paid George Lucas $2.2 billion in cash and almost another $2 billion worth of stock for 100% of his company Lucasfilm. Despite regulatory approval, the deal must be okayed by shareholders, and after the original deal was announced in December at $52.4 billion, rival broadcaster Comcast put in a $65 billion bid. However, Murdoch wanted Disney, and the House of Mouse upped its bid to $71.3 billion. Once the merger is complete, assuming the Murdoch family can get enough other shareholders to join their 29% voting share, the Murdochs and Fox's other shareholders will own the remains of their Fox empire and 25% of the newer, bigger Disney. Sounds like a win-win if ever there was one. This has been the Radio 1 Business News Update.
This has been the Radio 1 Business News Update, brought to you by ABA Bank, a partnership you can trust.
ព្រំលិខិតបានកំណត់ឲ្យពួកគេបានជួបគ្នាហើយការជួបរបស់ពួកគេក៏បង្កើតបានជាមនោសញ្ចេតនាស្នេហាដ៏ផ្អែមត្រជាក់វាជាចំណងស្នេហ៍ដែលកើតឡើងរវាងចិត្តនិងចិត្តប៉ុន្តែវាបានបញ្ចប់ទៅដោយសារតែភាពឈ្នានីសនៅរនាំងនៃវណ្ណៈអ្វីៗដែលពួកគេធ្លាប់បានសាងជាមួយគ្នាគឺសល់ត្រឹមតែអនុសាសន៍និងភាពជឿចាប់តែប៉ុណ្ណោះនេះឬជាចំណាព្រំលិខិតនោះហេតុអ្វីស្នេហារបស់ពួកគេបានជួបគ្នាហើយបែរជាត្រូវប្រត់គ្នាហើយបន្សល់ទុកត្រឹមស្លាកស្នាមអនុស្សាវរីយ៍ស្នេហានិងពាក្យសន្យាស្នេហ៍ដែលគ្មានថ្ងៃអាចបំភ្លេចបានបែបនេះទៅវិញនេះជាខ្សែភាពយន្តភាគបែបមនោសញ្ចេតនាដ៏ល្បីល្បាញនិងចុះចំណាត់ថ្នាក់លេខ1ប្រចាំប្រទេសតួគីហើយក៏ជាខ្សែភាពយន្តទទួលបានពានច្រើនជាងគេជាពិសេសគឺពាន International Emmy Award ជាមួយការសម្ដែងដ៏ល្អឥតខ្ចោះជុំជាមួយកំពូលខ្សែភាពយន្តភាគដែលល្បីល្បាញបែបមនោសញ្ចេតនាដែលធ្វើឲ្យទស្សនិកជនទស្សនាហើយទប់ទឹកភ្នែកមិនបានរឿងស្នេហ៍គ្មានទីបញ្ចប់នឹងមកដល់ក្នុងពេលឆាប់ៗនេះនៅ My TV
EasyCom សូមណែនាំកញ្ចប់សេវាអ៊ីនធឺណិតប្រភេទថ្មីគឺ EasyBees ដែលផ្ដល់ជូននូវអត្ថប្រយោជន៍ច្រើនជាងមុនទាំងល្បឿនគុណភាពនិងបទពិសោធន៍នៃការប្រើប្រាស់អ៊ីនធឺណិតទទួលបានល្បឿនលឿនស្មើគ្នាទាំងការអាប់ឡូតនិងដោនឡូតទទួលបានល្បឿនលឿនពេលដងនៅពេលយប់និងចុងសប្តាហ៍ប្រើប្រាស់សេវាពេញនិយមរួមមាន YouTube Facebook និង Skype ជាដើមក្នុងល្បឿនលឿនដូចផ្លេកបន្ទោ EasyBees ធានាមិនដាច់ 99.95% ដែលជាស្តង់ដារអន្តរជាតិខ្ពស់បំផុតមានសេវាគាំទ្របច្ចេកទេស24ម៉ោងផ្ដល់ជូនលោកអ្នកនៅទំនុកចិត្តទាំងស្រុងគ្រប់ពេលវេលាសម្រាប់ព័ត៌មានបន្ថែមហៅទូរស័ព្ទមកលេខ085 888 181 EasyCom សេវាអ៊ីនធឺណិតលំដាប់ខ្ពស់នៅកម្ពុជា
ប្រឹក្សាយោបល់ជាមួយយើងខ្ញុំដើម្បីការផ្សព្វផ្សាយពាណិជ្ជកម្មរបស់លោកអ្នកឲ្យមានប្រសិទ្ធភាពសូមទំនាក់ទំនងមកកាន់ទូរស័ព្ទលេខ016 933 933
សួស្តីអ្នកទាំងអស់គ្នាខ្ញុំគឺ Naria ជាវិធីការនីមកពីកម្មវិធី The Breakfast Club រៀងរាល់ព្រឹកថ្ងៃច័ន្ទដល់ថ្ងៃសុក្រពីម៉ោង 7 ដល់ម៉ោង 10 ចូលរួមទាំងអស់គ្នាដើម្បីរីករាយសម្ដាប់នៅបទចម្រៀងដែលលោកអ្នកពេញចិត្តក៏ដូចជាព័ត៌មានថ្មីៗទាន់ហេតុការណ៍នៅក្នុងនិងក្រៅប្រទេសហើយអ្នកទាំងអស់គ្នាក៏អាចសំណូមពរបទចម្រៀងបានដែរ Stay tuned
Real music, great gifts, fresh news and entertainment. If these are what you're looking for in a radio station, we've got it all here for you.
You're listening to The Lifestyle Show with me, Devi Vanhon, on Radio 1 FM 103.7.
playing the hottest mix of music on Phnom Penh's top English language radio station, Radio 1 FM 103.7. That was Robbie Williams with A Better Man, which was requested by one of our listeners. Todd, I don't know how many people are viewing at the moment. Need to find out from
80.
No, we're also on Bigo as well. And
wow.
so we'll...
Gazillion.
Yeah. It's new. I didn't even know about this new platform.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, it's 11:45, and we're still talking about pangolins and wildlife and no kittens, not right now. Not
kittens,
right now.
not
Sorry.
this time.
Yes, And where did we leave off just before the break?
I just want to say that. As we're talking about the wildlife and the importance to protect it, to rescue, to advocate on behalf, I also want to say that folks should need to come in today at 6:00. We have a party, fundraising party, and not only they'll have great drinks, good food, amazing prices. We have $450 voucher from Jaya. We have vouchers from Irina's restaurant. We have vouchers from Atlas Bar. We have vouchers from Brooklyn. But Nick is going to be continuing talking after the show, also at the party, so that he can sign the autographs. Probably, yeah. Okay,
maybe pushing it a bit farther.
But people should join the party. A lot of fun. Achaya, DJ Achaya, during the party. It'll be fun. It's also going to support, it's a funding party to support the mission that these guys are doing.
Yes. And so I'm just to give an idea. I mean, all these rescue efforts, of course, they probably, it doesn't cost nothing. It doesn't come cheap, I assume. Is there any, can you maybe give us a rough idea of what what you need to operate I will also do my best to drum up support on air and off air and to get people to donate and help. But yeah, I guess it's, any operation requires funds. But yeah, what are you looking at? What do you need? There's, I guess animals eat, feed, staff.
Sure, yeah. Thanks for mentioning that. Of course, we have to fund every aspect. We have to fund the rescue of the wildlife, the Wildlife Rapid Rescue Team, transport. We have to make sure the guys are paid. Every aspect needs money. The care at Nom Tamau Wildlife Rescue Centre, where we are assisting the Cambodian Forest Administration. We have a great relationship with them. We're in great cooperation with the government in upgrading Phnom Tamau, so that nowadays it serves as a real conservation initiative, with animals being released back into the forest from Phnom Tamau under monitored release programs. But sure, it's really expensive. We do nothing. We try and do everything properly. At the same time, every dollar is needed for the animal care there. And of course, also the release projects cost money. Nothing is for nothing. If you take the whole wildlife rescue care release projects that we are implementing, it would be probably we need something around a little less than $1 million a year to run those. And that isn't going into my pocket.
Of course not.
Every cent is going where it's meant to go.
But I have a question. Given that we're in Cambodia, of course, Cambodia is developing now. It's no longer 1980, but still, I'm pretty sure Cambodia as a country as a whole has a lot of issues, and isn't it difficult to get people to support your efforts when they see maybe other things as having greater priorities than rescuing animals? I guess that's difficult.
Sure, yeah, and absolutely very smart. How smart you are. All our funding, almost all our funding comes from elsewhere, from overseas. Yeah, foundations in America, in UK, in Australia, charities and foundations from abroad. Yes.
And how do you think? What can we do? What can you do to raise the awareness amongst the local population? I mean, as you were saying, like every cent helps, right? But how can we in general raise awareness and get people to worry about these things a little bit more when they have other...
Another great question.
Yeah.
I think perhaps people don't value within Cambodia and perhaps within Southeast Asia, value your wildlife sufficiently. I would see that Cambodian wildlife is your natural heritage and is as important as your cultural heritage, for example, within Angkor.
Yeah.
I think a greater value has to be placed on your indigenous wildlife.
Yes.
Which, once it's gone, I'm afraid it's gone.
Yes.
You must value it more, and it's disappearing. It must be valued more greatly. And once that is understood, Cambodian people do love animals, but I feel there isn't the awareness that it's disappearing at an incredibly rapid rate. And the people that are allowing this to happen, or that are actually conducting this disappearance, it must be stopped. People must understand, the government and the people, the damage that is being done, and this must be corrected.
Yes.
Otherwise, I'm afraid it's gone.
Yes.
And the impact is tremendous on people. So this is the thing. I mean, a lot of folks would say, okay, well, so what?
Yeah,
Let it disappear. So what? But I mean, in greater view of things, once it disappears, and the nature, if it doesn't come back, then it will impact us. Once the forests are gone, the animals are gone, what is going to happen to the country?
But this is the thing. Maybe people don't see the connection.
Yeah.
Maybe this is where education comes in. I'm thinking now. So I mean, you see social media right now. We have 2 cameras on us, and we're online. And people, I mean, the current generation of young Cambodians are all on mobile phones. Everybody, I'm pretty sure there's like more Facebook users in Cambodia than any other country.
That's true.
And I'm exaggerating, but people are very much on social media. How do you think you can use this to your advantage? I mean, to the wildlife's advantage. I mean, creating videos in Khmer to educate. Maybe we work something we could all work on. Creating mini clips, less than a minute, so they're not cut by ads, and clips with Khmer speakers and hosts to, and create a campaign like that.
That's a good idea.
We should do. I mean,
you guys are helping me now. I have to admit that this isn't my strong point. Public awareness, that kind of thing. Wildlife Alliance has implemented a fantastic little conservation education project called the Khouri Express, who travels around the country, conducting community night shows, educating local people, Cambodian people within villages, within towns and villages, about the importance of conserving wildlife. We're not just animals, forest protection, law enforcement. We are also help communities and we created this great education project. But I agree with you. Greater awareness hopefully will encourage people to. There are some amazingly nice people around that really do help. If we just a little story about the pangolins down at our release station. One, Yulia gave to us, and we're hopefully going to release him in the future. The little girl that we had that was snared, we cured her, and now we can't release her because she's lost legs. So we're using her for breeding. But the male that is now with this little female. It's quite a sweet story. We got a phone call from, and I'm ashamed that I cannot remember the gentleman's name, but he has a restaurant in Phnom Penh, and this pangolin walked into his restaurant in Phnom Penh. And
he knew it was a good address.
I'm sorry?
Maybe he knew it was a good place to eat.
Well, no. The guy called us. He wanted. He said he didn't trust his fellow people, so that he wanted me to go along too. We took the pangolin, and we took it down to the release station, and he is now the male that will hopefully be providing our little girl with the babies that we're going to release. We could release him perfectly, but then we feel it would be more productive to release more infants, that we bred ourselves. So I mean, what a lovely story. It was a huge pangolin, and we thank I wish I could remember the gentleman's name, but we thank him so much.
I mean, we had the same story with a family calling us, saying that at 12 midnight they found something on the higher shelves were falling off, and then they found little slow lorry. I mean, they lived in the bore, so somehow that animal made it into their house, climbed all the way and hid behind the vase. And when the vase fell and the dogs started barking, they realized something was happening. So of course, panically, they're calling me and like taking picture of this animal. And then the interesting thing that the lady's called Jan Sock. If she's watching, thank you very much. She has been really good to the wildlife, and she's been sort of a voice of her generation as well in terms of conservation. But she posted it on her IG on Instagram saying, we found this animal. I don't know what to do with it. But before she also sent us a message before I could reply. But the interesting thing was immediately she got 500, 600 replies. I'll give you $200 for it. I give you $500 for it. So immediately, even though she wasn't looking to sell, she was looking to identify what kind of animal it is, whether it's dangerous to keep it, what should she do with it. So I mean, it's amazing how the trade is alive and well, and how important it is for people like Nick and the rescue team and Wildlife Alliance in general to not only exist but continue to fight the good fight, because people do not quite understand the difference between a kitten and a pangolin, and how those two can not possibly be kept together or in the same environment and treated the same. So,
and just to say, to add to that, the illegal wildlife trade is extremely cruel, causes huge suffering, and is robbing you all of what is rightfully yours, your natural heritage.
That's terrible. It's unfortunate. We have to take the top of the hour break in just a few minutes. And the next hour is going to be brought to you by Heineken. And we'll be telling you all I'll be telling you all about Heineken's promotions and current wedding promotions. So they're all coming up in the next hour. But we'll continue to talk about pangolins and also the rescue work that's going on. And I still think we need to explore more how we can raise awareness, because all of these efforts, as you're saying, can... if it's not going to save, as Yulia, you're saying, once they're gone, they're gone.
They're gone.
So
and we have to talk about the party tonight
as well.
Yeah, it's important.
It's if we don't get everybody to join in, not the party, but everyone. It's not going to be as effective. So I'm sure he also Radio 1, I'm sure, can do something, and we need to explore this. Get. Also, local celebrities, people look up to celebrities. I don't know.
Absolutely.
So maybe we can do something. We all have connections.
Woo-hoo.
We need to get this together.
Yes.
Right. It is 11 o'clock. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Cool.
You're listening to Radio 1 103.7. It's 11 o'clock.
Broadcasting from the capital of Cambodia, the frequency FM 103.7. The power 5,000 watts. The station. Radio 1. Phnom Penh's #1 hit music station.
This is the Lifestyle Show with Devi Vanhon on Radio 1 FM 103.7.
Brought to you by Heineken.
So listen to your taste buds and appreciate Heineken, just as other beer lovers do in 192 countries around the world. Heineken, open your world. Enjoy responsibly.
To have your advertisement more effective, consult with us 016 933 933.
The music never stops. Start your Saturday night with Noel Furrer and his Deep House Session, featuring artists Mark Moosbrugger, Vintage Culture, and more. The Deep House Session is the perfect start to any party. Tune in from 6 to 8 p.m. every Saturday on Radio 1 103.7.
Hi, I am Janti from Cambodia Space Project. You listen to Phnom Penh, number one hit music station, Radio 1 FM 103.7.
This is the Lifestyle Show with Devi Vanhon on Radio 1 FM 103.7.
Brought to you by Heineken.
Playing the hottest mix of music on Phnom Penh's top English language radio station, Radio 1 FM 103.7. That was Dua Lipa with New Rules. It's 5 minutes past 11 o'clock. Time for us to take a quick look at our sponsor, Heineken. It's a very special promotion for this wedding season 2018. Just to let you know that if you're getting married this year, well, first of all, congratulations. Glad you found your soulmate. But you know what? You could see yourself flying to Amsterdam, Europe's famous paradise city and home to Heineken beer. You could be flying there on a wonderful honeymoon trip where you are flying business class, stay at the 5-star hotel and get a VIP welcome and reception, as well as a great tour to Amsterdam. Now, to take part in this lucky draw, all you have to do is get Heineken beer at your wedding reception. If you get between 20 and 39 cartons of Heineken beer, you will get one lucky draw coupon giving you a chance to win this honeymoon trip. You will also get a free wedding notebook and 2 extra cartons of Heineken beer on top of the ones you already bought. Now, if you'd like to increase your chances and get 3 lucky draw coupons, you have to purchase over 40 cartons of Heineken beer. And if you want to get 6 lucky draw coupons and really get even a greater chance to win, make sure you get over 25 cartons of Heineken beer and over 15 cartons of ABC Extra Stout. You'll get a lot of other goodies as well, including travel bags and wedding notebooks. Now, this promotion finishes on the 30th of September, so what, hurry and get married? Maybe not, but yeah, this is the deadline, 30th of September. Now celebrate your special day with Heineken beer and stand a chance to win the honeymoon trip of your dreams to Amsterdam, Europe's famous paradise city and home to Heineken beer. If you'd like to get more detailed information, dial the Heineken hotline at 011 222 400. That's 011 222 400 or 011 333 500. 011 333 500. Heineken, open your world. Enjoy drinking Heineken beer responsibly.
This is the Lifestyle Show with Devi Vanhon on Radio 1 FM 103.7.
Brought to you by Heineken.
Right, we're back here in the studio talking about pangolins with Yulia Khouri and Nick Marx, Director of Wildlife Alliance and the Wildlife Rescue Program, right? Now, so the reason you're all here today is to talk about the party for the pangolins. So,
well, he talks about pangolins, I talk about the party. So we're going to share the responsibility here.
So, okay, and I will party. So you talk about a party and I will party, right?
Yeah, that's true. There you go. We have rules for everybody.
Yes, so it's happening today. So it's pretty much, for us, it's quite last minute for us to talk about it.
Yeah.
Yes, so, but you came here right on time still.
Cool.
So it's tonight, you're
so
saying?
So it is tonight. It is called Five Drunk Men Bar, and it's on...
what a wonderful name.
Sisovatkwe 317E, level 3A. So the bar is called Five Drunk Men.
Can you tell me pretty much where along the riverside?
Riverside, yeah.
Do you know about?
I've never been there.
Okay.
I mean, I have no social life at all except Facebook. So I only party for pangolins. So there you go.
Okay, so it's right on the riverside. You know what? I'm going to Google it in just a bit. But so it's when does the event start? Actually,
it starts at 6 o'clock, and we have Achaya, the DJ Achaya spinning, and we also have a raffle going on. And in the raffle, we have really great really great prices, including $450 worth 2-night stay at 7+ hotel in Siem Reap called Jaya House Riverside Hotel.
Wow.
Probably the best hotel I've ever stayed in, and I've stayed in a lot of really amazing hotels. So
go ahead. Go and brag about it.
Yeah. Well, no. I mean, I have to take an opportunity anywhere right now. Yeah, so...
Okay, so 6 p.m. And so...
It starts at 6, but, you know, if people can come at 7 or at 8, that's fine. Yeah, fashionably late, that's okay too. So,
so I'm actually Googling and checking the where
venue?
it is. Where it is. Okay, it seems to be right on the... Oh, it's right near 172. Okay, it's right on the riverside, a bit down from Key West.
Oh, there you go.
Down.
So, you know, watch for Key West.
A bit down. Okay.
But, I mean, how can you... It's called Five Drunk Men. I mean, I'm sure everybody in the area knows where that is. I mean, that's a great name. So, yeah. No. So if everybody, 100% of all the proceeds will go to Pangolin program.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so, and you will be there?
Hello, yeah. If there's a time that I have to go out, this would be the time that I want to go out. Yeah.
And I have another question that might be maybe a little bit embarrassing to you, Yulia.
Yeah.
Why did you not ask Dance Academy Cambodia for?
I did. Oh no, I
did not.
didn't.
Exactly.
Man,
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah, just saying.
I
just
forgot.
saying.
I forgot.
Okay.
But you know, there's still time, and we still can promote you heavily. So yeah, I mean, and I can print it out if you send it to me. So there, Dance Academy Cambodia just agreed to sponsor the event as well, and we have raffles from them as well. So there's another reason to join the party.
Yes, so it's 6 p.m. and yeah, so it's also great for the venue to provide the space.
I know it's. I mean, you know what? It's kind of it's almost sort of a last minute. Everybody came together. I think it's a goodwill, and people, I think, starting more and more to understand how important it is to try and preserve whatever is left of Cambodian wildlife. I mean, the forest, the animals, everybody suffers at the end of the day. And I think, from my perspective, I deal a lot with Cambodian youth, and I think a lot of young Cambodian people are really wanting to try and make a difference for their country. So I think, you know, when it comes to sort of these traditional foods and traditional beliefs and traditional medicines, I mean, it's not ingrained now in the new culture. It's the old culture that has to die out. So I think it's you know, it's our responsibility kind of to keep on pushing that idea, so that guys like Nick and his team can continue working on trying to preserve some of the whatever
You
is
just
left.
wanted to add something? You
Yeah.
looked like you were about to say.
I want them to talk a little bit
Yes.
about this amazing project. I mean, it's pangolin, unrelated, but it's still related to wildlife. And this amazing project that these guys did in Angkor Wat, releasing the gibbons in Angkor Wat. I personally have heard about 6 months ago. I was watching BBC or some other, you know, mainstream, and they did this story about the world's first gibbon release in Indonesia about a year ago, and I absolutely blew out of my mind. I was like, what do you mean it's the first one? It's not the first one. I know these guys doing it for 5 years. We have to get it done. So I want Nick to talk about it. Can you talk a bit about this?
Sure.
Because we're in the process now to creating a set of videos to cover the story of Wildlife Alliance and Nick's project in Angkor Wat and gibbons.
Thanks, Yulia. Yeah. Yeah, the party tonight's party for pangolins, but we don't just deal with pangolins. We deal with all animals. We've rescued elephants, and hopefully release them again in the future if we can. Gibbons, we rescue an awful lot of gibbons, and when I first came to Cambodia, which was 16, we were looking after an awful lot of gibbons at Phnom Penh, rescuing an awful lot of gibbons, and wanted to give some of these their freedom. And over time, these gibbons that we rescued are always very tame, having been hand-raised, probably had their parents killed and hand-raised as tiny babies by people. Therefore, they weren't frightened of people. But we cared for them with the Cambodian Forestry Administration at Phnom Penh very well. They went on to breed. We rehabilitated them, encouraged them to breed naturally, behave naturally, and looked around areas for appropriate areas, good, safe areas, that we could release gibbons again. This is over a period of years.
Yes.
And finally, we kind of felt that the only really safe place that we could release gibbons, where they used to exist, where they no longer exist, therefore would be no territorial problems within the species, we felt that was perhaps in Angkor, in the Angkor forest, this amazing forest with the Angkor temples. And we worked with the Cambodian Forestry Administration and Apsara, the authorities in Siem Reap, who have both been absolutely fantastic. And we've along with the authorities there, we've worked to release gibbons within this forest again.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's working really, really well. We've released 2 pairs. They in different areas within Angkor. They have bred. We've now had 3 babies have been born in the wild, in the forest. things are going really well. It's an early days within the project. We're not thinking job done. It's we should never stop managing this project and working to have a sustainable population of wild gibbons within Angkor. We're doing it responsibly along with the authorities. It's perhaps the most important place within Cambodia, so obviously we have to be very careful. And well, it's going well so far, and thanks to Apsara and the Forestry Administration, that we're working well together, and it's going well. Perhaps in the future we can reach other species too.
That would be amazing.
I've seen it.
Yes.
I mean, Nick and I have been there. I mean, Nick took us to the places. They have sort of the soft release
correct.
enclosure, and we've seen them in the wild, and it's something. I mean, the gibbons make this noise when they're very happy, which is something that you will never forget. Once you hear it and it goes through the forest, I mean, I can't obviously make the noise.
Yeah, gibbons sing, yeah.
They sort of, there's this gibbon song, and once they're really happy or once they're really excited, they have that song. And it was amazing standing in the middle of the temples in this beautiful forest, hearing the wild gibbons singing their song and seeing the mom with a baby attached to her tummy, and it's just something out of the Indiana Jones movie. So I was so impressed that I felt that it was really important to not only support verbally or emotionally this program, but I think financially as well. So we're trying to raise some funds for this. And I have to say, I mean, it's not like they're looking for $1 million for this program. It's not that much money. So if somebody can spare a $500 a month to support this, and there will be, or $100 a month to support it for the next year, take 10 people that would support at least majority of this program. It's not a hugely expensive program. So
if I can say, if anybody can do that, then we'll take you there to see the gibbons. You probably won't see them if we don't take you. We try and keep it fairly quiet.
But I mean, this is it. Like, the thing is, give $100 a month for the next year. Let's take 10 people like that. It's $100 gets you 2 meals. I mean, if you want to go to a nice restaurant here. So, this $100 can go to this project. I know, I have seen, and I have been there, and I am going there over and over again to see this program. This program is absolutely out of this world amazing. And it doesn't cost $1 million. So if there are it takes 10 people to make sure that Angkor Wat goes back 200 years ago.
Yeah.
And becomes populated with these beautiful animals.
And even if you think, as you're saying, every cent counts, because 100 might be a lot for even a lot of people here.
20.
But exactly. But it's more if
1,000 people give $1, we've got $1,000.
Exactly.
There you go.
Exactly. So it's not about the amount per person, but just how many people we can get to contribute. I mean, hey, people seem to have no trouble getting a $5 frappuccino, double frappuccino.
That's
with
it. Exactly.
Rainbow sprinkles and I don't know what.
Well, you know what? Let's put it this way: if somebody donates for the next year, we'll have a frappuccino with sprinkles while Nick takes them on the forest run to see the gibbons in their natural environment.
Yeah, that sounds
there. You go. So I sponsor the frappuccino part.
If I could just say also, thanks for the fundraising efforts, guys. Also, thanks to the Forestry Administration for the courage to actually give this project a shot in what could be I would say, the most important, culturally the most important place in the country. The amazing forest, the amazing temples. We hope this was really going to start awareness for conservation within Cambodia, and it takes a lot of courage to actually. I wonder if I'm English, and I wonder if the English government in such a culturally important area would agree to do similar. So thanks the Cambodian government.
But I think it would be also a good thing, even for tourism. Thinking, wow, this is really an
things
almost
are happening,
untouched natural place, and there's wildlife you wouldn't. You might see if you're lucky, or might not, but they're there. I think that's a good.
I feel that. I mean, for me, I'm not really interested in anything that doesn't have fur or feathers. And I would say that the Cambodian natural heritage is just as important as the cultural heritage, and should be to have them both together in this amazing forest. Well, you can't do better than that.
Yeah. Right. True. It's 20 minutes past. We're really over time. We just have to take a short break. We will be right back. When we come back, I just also want to ask you to give us some more information on where people can get more information about all of your efforts. And get ready to blurt out all the
I will do that. Sure.
All the social media handles, etc. coming up right after this.
រឿងក្រុមយ៉ាងគឺជាវាសនា ដែលរៀបមកថាបឲ្យគ្នា លើកមួយសម្រាប់ថ្ងៃដ៏ពិសេសពិសាលនៃសម្លាញ់យើងលើកកែឡើងណែគ្នាជើងបត់នេះព្រោះជាងឯងទៀតណោអូអញ្ចឹងផងអូប្រាប់គ្នាបន្តិចមើលដំណើរកំសាន្តក្រេបទឹកឃ្មុំរបស់ឯងយ៉ាងម៉េចដែរប្រពន្ធគ្នាពេញចិត្តខ្លាំងណាស់ជាពិសេសគឺការទទួលស្វាគមន៍លំដាប់ VIP ជាមួយយន្តហោះលំដាប់ខ្ពស់ Business Class ស្នាក់នៅសន្តាគារផ្កាយ5ការទស្សនាទីក្រុង Amsterdam និងកញ្ចប់ដំណើរកំសាន្តដ៏ពិសេសនៃស្រាបៀរ Heineken ទៀតផង Wow បទពិសោធន៍ដំណើរកំសាន្តរបស់ស្រាបៀរ Heineken ឯងដឹងទេចុងក្រោយនៃដំណើរកំសាន្តគឺគ្នាបានភ្លក់រសជាតិដ៏ល្អឥតខ្ចោះនៃស្រាបៀរ Heineken អញ្ចឹងលើកកែវឡើងថ្ងៃដ៏ពិសេសពិសាលរបស់អ្នកជាមួយស្រាបៀរ Heineken ឈ្នះដំណើរកម្សាន្តទៅកាន់ Amsterdam ដែលជាទីក្រុងឋានសួគ៌ដ៏ល្បីនៅអឺរ៉ុបនិងកន្លែងដើមកំណើតនៃស្រាបៀរ Heineken សម្រាប់ព័ត៌មានបន្ថែម011 222 400 011 333 500
បងឧត្តមសុំថតរូបជាមួយបងបានទេ
មានអី Heineken Open Your World ពិសាដោយការទទួលខុសត្រូវ
សង្គ្រាមចលាចលពឹកបោប្រយុទ្ធប្រហារក៏ក្រៅរំជួយនៅលើដែនដីចក្រវាឡដ៏ធំធេងពេលនោះអង្គព្រះមួយអង្គក៏បានចាប់បដិសន្ធិឡើងដែលពោពេញទៅដោយឫទ្ធិអំណាចដ៏មហិមាខ្លាំងក្លាក្រៃលែងសូម្បីតែអង្គព្រះបិតារបស់ទ្រង់ក៏មិនអាចទប់ទល់នូវឫទ្ធិបារមីរបស់គេបានដែរគេគឺមហាសានីនេះជាកំពូលខ្សែភាពយន្តភាគបុរាណរបស់ឥណ្ឌាថ្មីមួយទៀតហើយដែលបង្ហាញពីយុទ្ធសិលអភិនិហាស្នេហាការប្រយុទ្ធរវាងព្រះនិងបិសាចការចងគំនុំរវាងឪពុកនិងកូនតើមហិទ្ធិឫទ្ធិដ៏ខ្លាំងក្លារបស់អង្គព្រះមហាសានីអាចគ្រប់គ្រងដែនចក្រវាឡដ៏ធំធេងមួយនេះបានដែរឬទេរឿងមហាសានីផ្សាយជូនទស្សនារៀងរាល់ថ្ងៃច័ន្ទដល់ថ្ងៃព្រហស្បតិ៍វេលាម៉ោង 9 យប់និងម៉ោង 5 ល្ងាចនៅ My TV
Before we move on to anything else, let me quickly remind you all to keep your eyes open for the programs from My TV. My TV is the leading television network in Cambodia, broadcasting the latest international and local movies and music videos, and so much more. So make sure you check out My TV.
The music never stops.
Start your Saturday night with Noel Furrer and his Deep House Session, featuring artists Mark Moosbrugger, Vintage Culture, and more. The Deep House Session is the perfect start to any party. Tune in from 6 to 8 p.m. every Saturday on Radio 1 103.7.
A vida tem destas voltas estranhas que te confundem nas suas manhas. Faz-te tantas vezes perder o norte e a razão e crava as garras no teu coração. Não pede desculpa, não para para ver. Confunde os teus sonhos até te perder. Faz-te tantas vezes sentir o dono do mundo e de repente deixa-te só. A vida tem destas voltas estranhas, onde te prendes e te emaranhas. Faz-te tantas vezes rodar como um peão e crava as garras no teu coração. Mas depois tantas vezes perder o norte e a razão e crava as garras no teu coração. Não pede desculpa, não para para ver, confunde os teus sonhos até te perder. Faz-te tantas vezes sentir o dono do mundo e de repente deixa-te só. Mas depois, para te consolar, dá-te o céu e as estrelas, o calor e o mar. Faz-te sonhar e faz-te morrer, mas deixa-te sempre mais uma vez sarar as feridas e amanhecer. Lamber as lágrimas, sarar as feridas e amanhecer.
You're listening to The Lifestyle Show with me, Devi Vanhon, on Radio 1FM 103.7.
Brought to you by Heineken.
Actually, not less. I was about to say let's talk more music, but not today. More talk, less music on Radio 1FM 103.7. It's 27 minutes past the hour, and I'm still here in the studio with Yulia of Animal Mama and Nick Marx, director of Wildlife Alliance. Now, where can people find out more information about about the alliance?
So there's tons of information online. Wildlifealliance.org is their main website. So it's quite comprehensive that you can take a look at all the projects that is carried out by Wildlife Alliance. Today we're talking about the animals, of course, because of Nick is here and because of the party that we're doing. But actually Wildlife Alliance, we must remember that Wildlife Alliance has lots and lots of projects. So the forest protection teams are out there doing the work, the community programs, the education, the awareness. The school education, the work with school that Amy is carrying out. I mean, the amount of work that Wildlife Alliance is actually doing is incredible, and it really is important that you guys go and take a look at their website again, www.wildlifealliance.org, and you can click on projects and you can actually take a look at all the projects that are being done. I always talk to Nick and to Sawana and of course to Eddie, who is head of forest protection, and we all, I think, in agreement that it's not, if not for Wildlife Alliance, there would be probably no animals or trees left right now in Cambodia, and that is completely not overstatement. So amazing. So one of the things you do, of course, is go on their website. If you are really a Facebook person and not a website person, which many of us are, all you need to do is go onto the Facebook and type in a couple of things. One is Wildlife Alliance, and they have a page there. You can also go and take a look at what happens in Wildlife Release Station. Is it? Wildlife Rescue Station. Exactly. It's called Wildlife Rescue Station. So you can look them up and you can take a look at the really awesome videos there. You can actually, the latest posts that are there are, of course, us chatting because they've reposted us. But also, you can take a look at the video of pangolins and in their natural habitat, as well as pangolins eating. And this is really, really cool because the way they eat, their tongue is just huge. And the way that they eat, they kind of swipe the
tongue can be actually almost longer than their bodies, it seems.
It's like 17 inches or something insane like that. And so when they eat, I've seen actually once, I've seen them eat, and it was just an amazing thing. It's something to see. So go onto their website and take a look at the videos, really cool videos, Wildlife Release Station. If you want to look at Wildlife Alliance Wildlife Rescue Center in Phnom Penh, you can go there as well. You can look it up. It is not a zoo. I just want to point out, a lot of people go, well, it's a zoo, right? It's a zoo, right? It is not a zoo. So, Nick, would you like to talk about the fact that it's not a zoo, or no?
We don't like zoos.
We don't like zoos.
The Western people don't like zoos. I don't like zoos. I don't like animals in cages.
Zoos and circuses.
Yeah, I hate circuses. Zoos, once we can get rid of all zoos, they're no longer necessary, then that would be a good world, better world. Unfortunately, right now, they probably are. And what would we, if we didn't have Phnom Mao, for example, what would happen to all these animals and the animals that we continue to rescue? But yeah, we prefer to think about it as a rescue centre, but of course it does also serve as Cambodia's government-run national zoo, and it's.
But
it's
the
a pretty
animals
good
are
place.
not. Do you buy animals, or are the animals rescued there?
The animals there are rescued. Almost all the animals there are rescued and indigenous to Cambodia, so they came from Cambodia. Almost everything. So yeah, it's not like a multi-species place where animals come from every corner of the earth. These are Cambodian animals almost exclusively. Almost all of them are rescued, or now actually because they're breeding, because they're well cared for, the animals are breeding, and a lot of captive bred animals there too now.
Cool.
But it's a great little place, set within a regenerating forest, so the animals are happy, it's natural, and we don't have the concrete and the cement that many of these national zoos in the West have, but it's a pretty cool little place.
But does it serve still as an educational place? I mean, if locals, you do also have schools going, and so kids can get educated on the wildlife that exists in the country.
Yes, yes, and we're trying to build education centres around Phnom Mao, telling about the different species and the dangers that they're in, and also what people can do to help.
In fact, just a couple of years ago, I don't know if you remember. You remember Glamazon?
I do remember, yes.
So we raised, I think, 10 grand or something to support the building of Elephant Education Center, which is now fully built, and you can go in there. It's not a huge place, but it's really it's chilling when you go in and you see all the traps and you see the history of the elephants and what happens to a chook, being one of them, who lost his leg to a snare, and now being carried by Wildlife Alliance team in Phnom Mao Wildlife Rescue Center. And the museum, or the education center, is small, but it's very kind of hands-on. Like, you actually see the snares, you actually see the horrible tools that are being used against the wildlife. One of the things that really shocking, there's a box when you come in, and it says, take a look at the one species that is most destructive in the world. And then you open, in order to see it, you have to open the box. And when you open the box, there's a mirror in there, and you look at yourself. And so that kind of just hits you right in the head.
Yeah.
And then you go through so, I mean, we are really proud that we had supported the center, but I hope that people also can go back to the Phnom Mao Wildlife Rescue Center, take a look at what it is, take a look at these museums, and take a look at how many people actually go in there and see it. So, yeah. I just want to say something else.
Yes, go ahead.
That if there is, we just said that wildlife ownership, trade, sales, eating is illegal. And so if you have, or any listeners out there, have seen or witnessed illegal wildlife trade, or the animals that they cannot recognize as domestic animals, they must call Wildlife Crime Hotline, and that's 012-500-094. Again, it's 012-500-094. And they also have a Facebook page, Wildlife Crime Cambodia, Wildlife Crime Hotline, Hotline Cambodia. Bleh. I need a coffee. So again, it's Wildlife Crime Hotline Cambodia. So that's another Facebook page, and you actually on that page you can take a look at the amount of work that is being done for to protect and to confiscate the wildlife.
But yeah, so from what you've seen so far, does it is this hotline, like, is it effective? Are there people calling
Hugely
in?
effective.
Yes.
Hugely effective. I mean, it's the only place that people can call in.
Mhm.
So, I mean, but it's also, again, goes back to the funding, right? I mean, these guys, how many of you are there?
The Wildlife Rapid Rescue Team
Yeah.
is 11 Cambodian Forestry Administration officials and military police, and it's coordinated by 2 Cambodian project managers.
So 13 people all in all.
And yeah,
so
me kind of-
13 people plus Nick covering the entire country.
Okay.
So again, I mean, when
Spread
we're
yourself a
saying
bit
we
thin.
need to raise money, we need
Yes,
to raise money
definitely.
because every time the people call in, and you know, I'm sort of trying to also help with our clinic, with Animal Mama,
Mhm.
with sort of being a bit of a spokesperson. People call us and go like, oh, you know, we found a leopard kitten. What do we do? I called the line, but they're busy saving the clouded leopard somewhere in the cardamom. Yeah. There's 11 of them, and there are 2 trucks. Of course, they cannot cover all the country, but we need more. If there are
Yes.
more funds, that they can build twice as big the team. So one team can go and after the big traders, where the other team can go and confiscate a single gibbon or 2 pangolins of the soup kitchen, and so on and so forth. It all goes back to the funding as well.
great.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's great to see that. So it is working.
Totally.
These hotlines of people are actually,
Yeah.
and not just foreigners, expats, but
Yeah.
actually locals.
Yeah, I mean, it's manned by the Wildlife Alliance hotline is held by one of our Cambodian
Mhm.
project managers, and it's almost exclusively Cambodians that call.
That's great. I mean, also recently, I don't know, there was this outcry. It's on YouTube and social media. There was this Cambodian girl who posted videos of herself. It was quite. A lot of it was fake. But it still caused an outcry. People were like.
People were very angry.
Horrific.
Yeah.
And
even though it was.
The Ministry of the Environment immediately asked her to it's illegal, and immediately told her to close it down.
Yes.
And excellent work by the government to stop it happening.
The government, and also actually people immediately upon seeing it, speaking up. And
I mean, it's very true that the trend in today's trend is people are sort of speaking out against the violence. I mean, whether it's the violence against dogs or the violence against wildlife, I mean, there's much more speaking out.
Yes.
There's much more. The youth is engaging in social media, talking against it. So I think it's just we sort of need to all these voices or these individual voices that are speaking out against this thing needs to kind of unite into this one force that can help organizations like Wildlife Alliance to actually do their job. So I mean, it's almost a shame that that most of the funding that these guys have come from abroad, because I think there's enough money here to put some of it towards at least towards education.
Which I
at
think
least
is the
towards
most-
education and
is really
awareness,
important,
right? Yeah,
very much.
Yeah.
So. Right, it's 20 minutes to 12 o'clock. Before we take a break, I quickly have to talk again about Heineken beer, which is a sponsor for this hour, and they're having a very special wedding promotion. So if you're getting married this year, you could see yourself flying to Amsterdam, flying in business class and staying at a 5-star hotel and getting a great tour to Amsterdam as well, and a VIP welcome and reception. So to take part in this lucky draw, all you have to do is make sure you get Heineken beer at your wedding reception. If you buy between 20 and 39 cartons of Heineken beer, you'll get one lucky draw coupon, giving you a chance to win this honeymoon trip. Now, to get 3 lucky draw coupons, you need to buy over 40 cartons of Heineken beer, either bottles or cans. Now, you can increase your chances of winning even more by purchasing over 25 cartons of Heineken beer and over 15 cartons of ABC Extra Stout. You will get also a host of other gifts and presents like wedding notebooks, travel bags, and extra cartons of beer. So all this could see you fly to Amsterdam. This promotion runs until the 30th of September. And by the way, if you didn't know, Amsterdam is Europe's famous paradise city and home to Heineken beer. Yeah, that's where Heineken was born. If you'd like to get more detailed information, dial the Heineken hotline at 011 222 400. That's 011 222 400 or 011 333 500. 011 333 500. Heineken, open your world. Enjoy drinking Heineken beer responsibly.
So listen to your taste buds and appreciate Heineken, just as other beer lovers do in 192 countries around the world. Heineken, open your world. Enjoy responsibly.
Radio 1 would like to thank our sponsors and listeners.
ABA Mobile. The bank is wherever you are.
Sabi Anchor រីករាយស្រស់ថ្លាពិសាដោយការទទួលខុសត្រូវ
ANZ Royal, Cambodia's leading international bank.
Heineken, open your world. Enjoy responsibly.
Campbell Lawn Pack, your trusted insurance partner.
ស្ដែងចេញភាពក្លាហានរបស់អ្នកជាមួយ Tiger Street Football Festival 2018
ក្លឹបកីឡារីករាយ Caracol នឹងជួយដោះស្រាយនូវចម្ងល់ទាំងនេះសម្រាប់អ្នក
ABC Extra Stock ជាឧត្តមភាពដ៏ល្អឯងពិសាដោយការទទួលខុសត្រូវប្រជាធនាគារដែលលោកអ្នកជឿទុកចិត្ត
Car Fresh Service Center is the best car garage from Japan.
EasyCom សេវាអ៊ីនធឺណិតលំដាប់ខ្ពស់នៅកម្ពុជា
Highland Decanol ជាទីឋានធម្មជាតិរបស់លោកអ្នក
My TV គឺជាទូរទស្សន៍ឈានមុខគេដែលនាំមកជូននូវចម្រៀងនិងខ្សែភាពយន្តភាគល្បីៗ
Hi, I'm Michelle Yeoh. Each year, 1.3 million people across the world lose their lives on the road.
Eat, drink, yum again. Yum Yum Restaurants.
Stay fit, stay healthy, stay energized at Sun and Moon Urban Hotel, Street 136, Sarkandal 1, Phnom Penh.
What the fun?
ទឹកផ្លែឆៃជូបស្នាមថាបដំបងពីធម្មជាតិ
កុំភ្លេចរក្សាទុកនៅក្របឲ្យកំប៉ុងដែលឈ្នះរង្វាន់ឈ្នះភ្លាមទេផ្លែ
Thank you for being a part of our Radio 1 family.
Radio is the only truly mobile medium. In the car, at work, and at play, radio is there. The companion and the advertising force your customers take with them wherever they go. To advertise with Radio 1, contact our sales department at 023 432418. That's 023 432418. Or email info@radio1cambodia.com. Remember, radio advertising works only on Radio 1 FM 103.7.
រឿងក្រុមយ៉ាងគឺជាវាសនាហើយខ្ញុំនិយាយតែឲ្យរៀបមកថាបឲ្យគ្នា លើកមួយសម្រាប់ថ្ងៃដល់ពិសេសផ្សារនៃសម្លាញ់យើងលើកកែឡើងណែគ្នាជើងបត់នេះព្រោះជាងអាចទៀតណអូអញ្ចឹងផងអូប្រាប់គ្នាបន្តិចមើលដំណើរកំសាន្តក្រេបទឹកឃ្មុំរបស់ឯងយ៉ាងម៉េចដែរប្រពន្ធគ្នាពេញចិត្តខ្លាំងណាស់ជាពិសេសគឺការទទួលស្វាគមន៍លំដាប់ VIP ជាមួយយន្តហោះលំដាប់ខ្ពស់ Business Class ស្នាក់នៅសន្តាគារកាយ5ការទស្សនាទីក្រុង Amsterdam និងកញ្ចប់ដំណើរកំសាន្តដ៏ពិសេសនៃស្រាបៀរ Heineken ទៀតផង Wow បទពិសោធន៍ដំណើរកំសាន្តរបស់ស្រាបៀរ Heineken ឯងដឹងទេចុងក្រោយនៃដំណើរកំសាន្តគឺគ្នាបានភ្លក់រសជាតិដ៏ល្អឥតខ្ចោះនៃស្រាបៀរ Heineken អញ្ចឹងលើកកែឡើងថ្ងៃដ៏ពិសេសពិសារបស់អ្នកជាមួយស្រាបៀរ Heineken ឈ្នះដំណើរកំសាន្តទៅកាន់ Amsterdam ដែលជាទីក្រុងឋានសួគ៌ដ៏ល្បីនៅអឺរ៉ុបនិងកន្លែងដើមកំណើតនៃស្រាបៀរ Heineken សម្រាប់ព័ត៌មានបន្ថែម011 222 400 011 333 500
បងអត់ដំសុំថតរូបជាមួយបងបានទេ
មានអី Heineken Open Your World ពិសាដោយការទទួលខុសត្រូវ
Hey guys, if you would like to hear your favorite song played on the radio right now,
or you want to chit chat with us,
well, give us a call or text us at 011 77 81 11
or 010 416 325.
Call us now. You're listening to The Lifestyle Show with me, Devi Vanhon, on Radio 1FM 103.7.
Brought to you by Heineken.
Playing the hottest mix of music on Propen's top English language radio station, Radio 1FM 103.7. That was Gamu with Shake the Room. It's 12 minutes to 12 o'clock. Yulia, you were talking off air, and I remember also seeing it on your Facebook page. You're somewhat livid, just a bit. About something
livid is it's not a word. Livid is just a little bit of emotion that I experienced.
Yes, something happened to you not too long ago, a couple of weeks back, right?
Yeah.
Can you talk about that?
I actually, I write an weekly article for Khmer Times, and I was livid enough to actually write an article about it as well. So I travel quite often to Siem Reap for work, and National Road 6. There's one stretch on National Road 6 that is, there are huts sort of built up, and then they're like makeshift huts, and they sell meat there. So, and I see, carcasses of cats or dogs, and a lot of times we see also carcasses of wild birds. So, when it's dead, what do you do? We just pass by. We have no authority of any kind. But this time we saw a huge pelican held by one wing. It was alive. The bird was alive. The beak was tied up. And so we stopped, and those people who know Darren is the size of a building. So he walked out of the car. Of course, I ran out to the bird. There were two cars trying to haggle for this bird's money to buy the bird. As soon as they saw us pulling up, they took off immediately. And about 15 guys that were trying to sell the bird, all of them took off immediately as well, which was quite interesting because
so they know.
They know what they're doing is illegal. Right? So the only two that stayed there is the guy who was actually holding the bird, and the other one who was. And my only basically authority is my phone. So I turn on, as soon as I get out of the car, I turn on my phone and I go, "You are on the Facebook Live, just so you know." And of course, the other guy turns around his face and runs away. And Darren and I pick up the bird, and the guy sort of first he grips the bird, and then I gripped his hand and he let it go. Now I have to say that there's so many problems with what I did. It could be dangerous for my life. I don't have the proper authority, blah blah blah. But there are situations in some cases that I personally also, come on, there are so many times that as individuals we have to do something. Yes. And no, don't do it. That's fine. It's dangerous for you, but I'm responsible for my own life. The thing is that the road, this stretch is sort of a known for Wildlife Alliance, also for other wildlife organizations, as a road of hell. And I call it, it's just ridiculous. Amount of wildlife trade that goes on in there is terrible. We've rescued the bird. We got it safely to the rescue center in Siem Reap. That was fine, but I of course talked to Nick right away, saying, you guys have to pay attention to this, because it's not one off. It's a constant thing, and you constantly see these folks doing this.
Yeah, so thanks, Yulia. Yeah, if I can butt in. Thanks for the rescue, and thanks for the information, and you're not alone. Many people contact us about this road. It's National Road number 6, just below Skun, not far from Phnom Penh. If I can say that the Wildlife Rapid Rescue Team have been confiscating wildlife from these sellers for 16 years. It continues. Why does it continue? I thought last year we'd addressed it properly, and when I travelled to Siem Reap along this road to check on the gibbons that we released within Angkor, there was no wildlife there. And I thought, well, great stuff, guys, we've done the job properly. We worked with the local authorities there, and they cracked down on the people selling birds. It's a terrible advertisement for Cambodia and for the conservation within Cambodia. These birds, wildlife on display, dead, sold. It used to be every day.
That's awful.
Now it's reoccurring along National Road number 6, and we are addressing this problem again. And I have asked the Wildlife Rapid Rescue Team to address this with local authorities, and I hope it's being done. if I could just go on from that, there are laws protecting wildlife within Cambodia.
Are they
perfectly
new?
No, they've been implemented for a long time, and they are now being upgraded and hopefully improved even more. There are laws protecting wildlife, but these laws are not implemented at provincial level.
And that's the biggest problem. That is
it's a problem, but what does this mean? Does it mean that provincial officials don't know the laws, or does it mean that they're
not doing much about it,
disregarding the laws? There are laws. This should not be happening, and there are so many places that the Wildlife Rapid Rescue Team addresses, busts these places. Stung Treng Market, they're there right now. Once again, wildlife being stolen in Stung Treng Market. It's been going on for 16 years. And why are these laws not being implemented by the provincial authorities? Why not?
Are they
border crossings, land border crossings, the entire time? I have to say, border officials are complicit. They're complicit with an illegal trade. It's going on the whole time.
It has to stop. It has to stop. And I mean, and the good thing, there's the good point that the new generation is not with it.
Yes, true.
It's not only foreigners that are coming here telling people what to do. New generation is not with it.
And is caring about this. But I guess it's not something that can be solved or cured overnight. Of course not.
Why not?
But, I think every bit of... but I do think now, as terrible as it may sound, I feel like social media it can be horrible, but it can be helpful too. And I think it's good because people, when they see what's happening, they will become more aware. And if now even people hear that, okay, for 16 years that stretch of road has not changed, and there's still wildlife being sold illegally, I don't know. Maybe this is where we need to push and advertise this even more. Like people going on holiday or driving home, they will maybe pay more attention to what they see. And if they see
take a picture, videotape the faces. I mean, these people should be responsible before the law, because I mean, it eventually. I think, I mean, I don't know what you think, but I think authorities will eventually pay attention when their areas are consistently breaking the law. There are consistently people selling the wildlife, and nobody's doing anything. There's something has to be done if there's a legal framework.
And if people are complaining, especially, I think it's
so. Don't get involved. I mean, I would say don't get involved. Don't get out. Don't do what I did. Don't get out of the car. But do take as you're driving by. Take a picture. Take a video of these people selling the wildlife. Perfect.
And then as bonus point, you will get more likes on Facebook.
That's right. I mean, you can always be more famous, right?
No, I know. That's why I was saying, as terrible as it sounds, social media has a lot of negative aspects to it.
But there's a lot of positive.
Good. So
and there are laws in place. The government has drafted laws protecting wildlife that should be perfectly adequate.
Yes. Sure. So we have just a few minutes left. So I think the last thing we should maybe mention once more.
The party.
Of course, party tonight from 6 p.m. onwards. But of course, cool people will be fashionably late. And
don't say that. Okay, I am not cool. He is not cool. He is not allowed to be late, and I'm not allowed to be late.
I might be a teeny bit late.
You can be a teeny bit late. Okay.
Yes, but I will come for sure, and maybe also video it live for
that would be amazing
1 as well.
Yeah,
and definitely, and we'll do tell us whatever we can do at Radio 1. We're in this with you guys.
Thank you very much.
Happy to help however we can. And I'd actually really be happy to discuss afterwards also how we can do some promotion, like
I would love
mini
to.
clips, 20-second things
Absolutely.
to raise awareness. But party is where?
Party is at Sisawath, and it's the bar called 5 Drunken Men. isn't it?
Yes.
And you can look it up online. I mean, it's quite easy to find. It's very close to K West.
Yeah, K West, just down from it. Just
and I just want to say that it's not just a party. It's not just good drinks, good food, great music provided by DJ Achaya. But we also have an amazing raffle, a bunch of raffle tickets, and I just want to mention some of the sponsors. So Jaya House in Siem Reap donated the voucher, 2-night stay worth $450. We have Atlas Bar. We have Irina's Russian Restaurant. We have great food. We have Brooklyn Pizza deliveries. We have
a really good dance school.
Excellent dance school. Highly recommended dance school. Dance Academy Cambodia. And that's the list goes on. So people, and also we are going to have for sale some bracelets that Wildlife Alliance team have made out of snares, the actual snares. Nick is wearing one. So this is, I mean, I have one as well. And this is actually made from snares, and the little thing pulled out of the forest, and the local artisans made this, and it says snared on a bracelet, and the actual little metal is made of the bullet, reused bullet. So it's quite amazing stuff. So you can have that bracelet as well. And you can also buy it at Wildlife Alliance, at Animal Mama. We sell it everywhere. So, but we will be selling it today and during the event. And of course, myself and Nick is going to be there. The whole team from Wildlife Alliance are there, and the whole team from Animal Mama will be there selling the raffle as well. So we're closing the clinic earlier, yes, so that we can make this party a success. But of course, if people don't come, we will have to get drunk ourselves.
No, do come, rain or shine.
Not a problem.
Rain or shine, and by 6 o'clock and 7 o'clock, it shouldn't be raining that much anymore. The forecast is 3:15 p.m. Not. So
you know what?
Just come.
People swim, okay?
Exactly.
It's for pangolins. It's not for us. So if you have to swim, you swim. All right.
Right. That's it for us. I myself will be back again on Monday, same place, same time. Nick, thanks a lot for coming today, taking the time of your busy schedule to come. And Yulia, of course, as always, great to have you.
Thank you very much.
And stay tuned for the request show with Panda from 12 to 2.